Imagine blowing out candles on your 300th birthday cake. That's right, 3 whole centuries of life. How would the world change if humans could live that long? From overpopulated megacities to great-great-great-grandkids living under the same roof. This scenario could turn our entire civilization upside down. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might not be so sure you'd want to live that long. And hey, if you love thought experiments like this, make sure you subscribe for more mind-bending what-if scenarios every week. Let's get this out of the way first. If humans could live up to 300 years, it wouldn't just be a small extension of life. It would be a massive redefinition of it. Right now, the average global lifespan is about 73 years. Living to 300 would mean quadrupling the time we spend on Earth. But here's the catch. We have to assume that our bodies age much more slowly. Otherwise, we'd just be old and fragile for 220 extra years. So in this world, people might only start feeling middle-aged at 150. First, the population problem. Imagine the birth rate stayed anywhere close to what it is now. In a single century, the population would explode to unimaginable numbers, unless people had far fewer children. Governments might even ban or heavily regulate childbirth to prevent overpopulation. This could lead to intense debates over reproductive rights, generational privileges, and even birth licenses. Cities would become ultra-megacities, hundreds of millions of people in a single urban sprawl. Rural areas could vanish as humanity clusters into massive population hubs. And housing. Forget about renting. People might sign 200-year mortgages. With a lifespan of 300 years, the concept of retirement would be absurd. You might have multiple careers over your lifetime. Spend 50 years as a doctor, then 30 years as an artist, then 40 years running your own business. Education systems would have to adapt. Instead of cramming everything into your first 20 years, people could spread learning over decades. Maybe even school sabbaticals every 50 years to retrain for a new career. And pensions. Social security systems would collapse unless people worked for 200 years. Let's talk family. Today, 3 or 4 generations living at the same time is normal. In the 300-year scenario, we could have 7 or 8 generations alive simultaneously. That means you might meet your great-great-great-grandchildren while your parents are still alive. This could create generation gaps so huge that even the concept of youth culture might disappear. Or society might split into age-based communities. With entire districts dedicated to people in their 200s, marriage would also be different. A till death do us part vow could now mean living together for 250 years. Would people still commit for that long? Or would multi-century life partners be rare, replaced by multiple relationships across centuries? Here's where it gets scary. Long life could mean long reigns. Political leaders, billionaires, and corporate executives could hold on to power for centuries. Imagine someone ruling a country for 150 years without interruption, stability, or tyranny. On the flip side, living longer might give leaders more time to think about long-term planning, since they'd actually live to see the consequences of their decisions. Climate change, infrastructure, and peace treaties could be approached with a 200-year vision instead of a 4-year election cycle. With centuries to live, artists, scientists, and inventors could create more than ever before. Imagine Beethoven composing for 200 years, or Elon Musk having 3 centuries to work on Mars colonization. But here's the twist. Culture might also move slower. Why? Because people wouldn't cycle out of society as quickly. The same celebrities, thinkers, and influencers could dominate for centuries, making it harder for fresh ideas to take over. Sports. Imagine a 108-year-old competing against a 50-year-old, both in peak physical condition thanks to slow aging. World records might stand for 150 years before someone breaks them. Dating apps, you'd need age filters going up to 300. Memory overload. After living for centuries, Human brains might need digital memory backups to store everything. Time perception. Waiting 10 years for something would feel like we currently think of waiting 2 to 3 years. Longer life doesn't necessarily mean better life. Wars could be fought for generations without resolution. Old grudges could last for centuries. Mental fatigue. The sheer weight of memories and experiences could make life overwhelming for some. So, would you want to live to 300? At first, it sounds amazing. More time for love, learning, and adventure. But the global, political, and personal consequences could change humanity forever. Drop a comment and tell me, would you choose 3 centuries of life if you had the chance? And if you enjoyed exploring this idea, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more what-if scenarios every single week.